Hi folks, Dino Bob here with Update 9's 4 new dinosaurs. Let's get into them. We're going to start in the nursery and with Ouranosaurus, which is the lowest star rating at 2. The first skin does not appear to show any significant sexual dimorphism. Yeah, it is what it is. A tight pattern on the hump, a wider pattern in the second skin, and I'm not seeing significant sexual dimorphism in that. There seems to be a little bit more brightness to the male. The third definitely has sexual dimorphism. The strong colors and a bit of sort of iridescence in the male. In the female, definitely more muted. So that's it for Ouranosaurus. They all have the same requirements. Likes a lot of forest, this guy. Anyway, a little bit of video for each of the animals. And it was raining for some of this when I did it. I did manage to get a melanistic Ouranosaurus on my first try for a female. So I ended up popping in a normal one to show the variation for this this video. Anyway, these guys look cool wandering around in their habitat and doing their Ouranosaurus things. So pretty neat overall, I think. It's a good addition to the game. The animals model looks good. The skins are good. I'm pretty happy with this one. Well, you may be hearing that a lot more because all of these skins and animals seem to be top-notch stuff, as we've come to expect from Mao's meshes and Cindy's skinnings and texturings. Anyway, the second animal is Mutaborosaurus. It's a 3-star animal, and you see what may be a little bit of dimorphism in that first skin. There's an extra color on the nose there, and that seems reasonable given the nature of this beast. The second skin is a little bit redder, and the difference to me is a little more subtle if it's there at all. And the third one I'm not seeing much difference there. It's on the level of just a little bit darker on the neck and a little bit brighter on the forehead. So maybe a little, or maybe just individual skin variation. It's a little hard to tell from the nursery pictures. Anyway, this guy is also pretty cool and really likes his forest. One of the first animals we've seen that is happy with up to 100%. They do seem to be fairly lively and running around their habitats when they've got open space, which I guess is either reasonable or odd for an animal that can like up to 100% forest where it's not going to have much open space. These animals were all put in quick and dirty habitats in the Sorarium Park, just so I could get some action shots to show them off. And for the game, for my park popper, I would want to be more detailed on the habitats. Third animal is Carcharodontonsaurus, and as you can see, the first skin doesn't show significant dimorphism that I can spot. The second skin almost looks a little leucistic, but also doesn't seem to have much in the way of variation. The foreskin is quite a bit darker with that stripe on the neck, and again, not a lot of dimorphic look to it. Really wants medium kind of forest, tolerates an awful lot of water for a big theropod like this, but that's what the game has set up for it. It's a 5-star animal, which we have no shortage of in the game right now, and looks good out in a grasslands environment, even if it just lies around. Um, but there's a male and female in this one. Again, another quickie habitat. And they cruise around it pretty well. And the silhouetted shots for the first couple there, of course, didn't show off the skin terribly well. But when the sunlight hits it, it looks really nice. At least I think so. But then I may be biased. This one's going around to take a little drink. I don't know why he had to walk all the way around there to get his drink, but that seemed to be what he wanted to do. And who's going to argue? Anyway, this is a really big carnivore and does really big carnivore things. I guess it'll be extremely popular among people. The devs saved it for last when they did the trailer for this update, saving what I think is probably going to be overall the more popular choice. They put in the third slot. I'm saving it for last, and I think you know what it will be. So I've been watching these guys with their, at that original point, limited animations, wander around through their habitat, and like all the big carnivores, they want a lot of space without being sorry, they want a lot of space so they won't be crowded. So no surprise there. Anyway, so our last of the four animals is of course Spinosaurus, and we'll jump into the nursery. So there are four skins. Two of them are sort of crocodile-esque, and they have osteoderms and stuff for which, as far as I'm aware, there's no scientific evidence. The first skin is what's the word I want? Again, not much in the way it changes when you snap them back and forth there. So the second skin is also got a patterned fin and is a little bit more reddish, and again doesn't seem to have a significant amount of dimorphism. The third skin, one of the so-called smooths, is sort of hippo inspired. And it's not actually smooth when you see it up close. It's got scales like a normal theropod. A lot of people think this one's kind of plain, but you know, some animals are kind of plain. I'm going to be interested to see how skin variation affects this one. Since it shows no dimorphism, I can spot to see if the colors change a little bit to emphasize the sort of hippo relationship. And the most sort of striking of the four, the last skin, is dimorphic. Very strong colors on the male and more muted colors on the female. Again, it'll be interesting to see if skin variation sort of blurs the distinction. Obviously, very happy with a lot of water in its environment, and actually tolerant of a fair bit of forest. So this is going to provide an option for a lot of habitat variations for this animal. So that's our four dinosaurs, and we'll take a little bit of look at the Spinosaurus in habitat. Some of this was shot during some of the pre-release testing while that the VIPs got to do, and before the swimming was fully implemented, these guys were like wandering around the edges of the habitat. They wouldn't go in the shallow water. So it was a little kind of weird to have this giant habitat and them just walking around the edges. But they do have a nice vibe when they're walking around, and sort of a little bit ponderous and slow, which for an animal that's that big with bipediality and relatively short limbs, that's, I guess, not too surprising. This is some more of the range shot that I mentioned before. And the low tail carry is bugging a lot of people I know. But I kind of like the vibe it gives the animal. So swimming was finally implemented, and here it is with Spinosaurus cruising in the deeper part of its habitat, and it's looking good. Nice to see this back in Prehistoric Kingdom. It was in the demo around Kickstarter time, and now it's back in the kingdom proper, which is just great. Looking forward to having all these animals in game. Spinosaurus is, of course, 5 stars, yet another of the, if you will, crowned animals in the game. And it, I mean, obviously a lot of dinosaurs are going to fill that, and other animals as well, but it'd be nice to have a lot more smaller ones, which I hope we'll be getting soon. Anyway, this is Dino Bob. I hope you enjoyed this short overview. I'll be back with more regular videos soon. And you all take care. Be kind to each other out there.